What's up, everybody? So, good video requests. Why the majority of people accept the slave life? Why are we okay with it? Why don't we see anything wrong with it or try to do anything about it? In that nature. Well, I'll tell you why. When we were born, like I've said, we were already being programmed from the very moment of birth, basically. That's how the system works. That's how the system tries to, manipulate us. When our brain cells are literally very little, we're already, being told that we got to do this, do that. And then the majority of us don't ever wake up from that state. We stay in that blind state and see it. And we say to ourselves, all right, this is how life is, yeah, this is a little annoying doing it, but I got to say to myself, this is the way life is. So I don't see anything wrong with it, I guess, it's like we adapt pretty much to almost anything. Everything that happens, we adapt. We get used to something. For example, we're already being told what we got to do. No questions about it. We just learned that we got to accept it. So a lot of us people don't ever wake up from that state because how can I put it to this? We're blind. Very few rare people come out of that blind state, but the majority of people unfortunately don't. Now, obviously, sadly, we do gotta work, because if we don't work, we ain't gonna make money, and we ain't gonna have no stupid place to stay. We're gonna be in the streets or wherever. But the thing is, there are people that do work and see what we see, but they have no choice. They got to do it, but they see for what the world is. Then you have these stupid people that are completely blind, that are, say, for example, I never work a day in my life if I enjoy what I do. But really, whether you enjoy it or don't do it, you're still being a slave, and you're still being pretty much an obedient sucker to the system, because you got to do something to try to get bread on that effing table. See, the thing is, like I said, when you're born, you're already pretty much being prepped into this shit. So that's pretty much why the majority of people don't ever see the real truth. Because it's all feeding lies into us, and these lies we're thinking is the truth when it's not. There are people like me and whoever are watching these videos, and there are people out there that have common fucking sense, but sadly, not enough people that have that type of common sense. They're just blind suckers into the system, not seeing anything wrong. You tell them a certain thing, they'll look at you like you're crazy, you're weird or whatever. Meanwhile, you're not. But meanwhile, in our vision, we look at them as weird fools, But to them, they're not, looked at as that way, I guess, Meanwhile, they are, but they're too dumb to see it. It's like a perfect example, how a bear wouldn't make a good pet, but there are people that have bears as a pet or some kind of wild animal because they had it since it was a baby. So since the animal was a baby, the owner was already training him or her, the animal, the bear, let's say, tricks or what to do or what not to do. And then, the animal ends up, following orders. He was already prepped from the, pretty much as a cub, as a baby. So that's why most likely now he could pretty much hug this grown bear, because he pretty much raised the bear. Well, that's like the same example with the system. From the moment we're born, we're already being prepped into going to school, and at that age, we don't see anything right away wrong with anything. We're too young, and, when our brain's just starting to develop. So it doesn't really see the picture. Sometimes it never fucking sees the picture. When you're a kid, you're clueless. You have absolutely no idea what a shithole you're in. Anything that could look depressing, you're just a kid. You're like, Daddy, I want this, Daddy. Like that type of stupid attitude. When you're a kid, you're clueless. Which in a ways, that's probably when life was good. Well, not that life was good, but you probably thinking life was good because you were clueless. You had no idea of anything. And I admit at some point I was like that. We all had to be at some point. We're just getting, adjusted to this bullshit, I guess. But yeah, that's what I mean by the bear, though. Although sometimes there are bears that will snap, even though there's some animals that will snap over their owners. But it's just an example of how most of the time they can have these as a pet because they raised it from a very, very beginning stage, meaning when they were a cub, when they were a baby. You know. And the reason why a lot of people accept this is because this is the only way that we see. We don't have common sense to think there's a better way or there could be another alternative way. We just see this is the only way. It can't be any other way. So we just accept it. We basically, like I said, we adapt to everything. No matter what bad thing happens in this world, we adapt to it. You lose somebody, whether it's your mother, your friend, whoever. You get sad. You start crying. Of course, you feel real sick inside, but you eventually learn to cope with it. You never truly forget it. You never truly, some people be like, I'm over it now. It's not that you ever get over it, but you just learn to accept and move on. You have no choice. But, that's an example right there. So that's for another perfect example of the way life is. Inflation going on. We just learn to adapt to it. We bitch, we complain, we moan, but we don't truly do anything physically about it. So there, I would say we're adapting to it because it's just how life is. It seems we're okay with it. We're still going to have kids. We're still going to create more babies. Because if we truly didn't adapt to it or agree to it, we wouldn't have, we wouldn't have kids. But that's the thing. We are having kids because we see all right, this is just how life is. We got to adapt. That type of attitude. Like I always say, and I always like to bring this up, a phone update. The phone looks a little bit different on an update than what it did on the previous update. After a while, we just adapt to it. We may be confused for a little bit. We're like, oh, wait, how do you do that? Oh, wait, man, this shit's a little different. Oh, okay, now I'm getting the hang of it. We adapt. And it's funny, sometimes we forget how it used to be the older version. And sometimes we'll say, oh my God, that's how it been? Wow. I don't even remember it like that. Because we got so adapted to the new way. So that's pretty much what life. We just adapt to this shit. We just accept it. There's people that bitch and moan, but we don't truly do anything physically about it. Well, like I always said in the past, we protest we protest about stupid things when this we should be protesting. You don't see no one protesting with inflation, at least not that I've seen. We are bitching about it. We are hurting. We are complaining, but we're not physically doing something to try to put an end to it. Instead, we're just allowing it to happen. We're not even trying to fight for our freaking rights, if that makes any sense. It's just people really fucking dumb, man. I truly say to myself, I don't know what the hell this is anymore. I feel like saying where am I at this point? Is this real? Is this, am I really here? Is this really happening? Is this really a thing? Is this really a trend? That's how I pretty much come to think of life nowadays in today's society. And I always say, are we really this fucking stupid? Really? Can we really be this dumb to just allow these certain things happen to us? These man-made up things just occur? And then we feel like it's we have no power over it, or there's nothing we can do over it. Like I've always said, a hurricane, yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. A tornado, that's nature. Nature can do whatever the hell it wants. We have no control over that. But this is all man-made bullshit, and we have no and we're acting like we have no control over it when we could easily fucking do something about it. But instead, we just choose to adapt to this bullshit. All right, I'm gonna have a baby. What about inflation? Don't worry about that. Come on, get into bed. All right, come on, Suze. I'm gonna name you Toddler. I don't know. But, it's just we adapt and we just accept no matter what. If there's zombies, let's say, roaming the streets, we'll still have kids. We'll try to adapt to accept, all right, that's how life is. We got to take precaution or whatever the hell. I don't know anymore, man. But on all in all, that's pretty much why a lot of people just accept it, because they can't do anything about it. And it's true. To some extent, you really can't do anything about it, because we don't try as we don't all try to unite. We're okay with it. Whatever happens, we just accept. This is now legal. This is illegal. Okay, got to follow the law. Got to follow the rules. We're just literally obedient little fucking puppets that just agree and accept to everything without our consent, without our fucking permission or whatever the hell. Ah, my God, it's fucking stupid, man. I mean, it's just really, really, really irritating knowing that I gotta be in this mess with humanity, and us in general. Like, we're the awoken people. I mean, I don't even, like I said, I don't even look at myself as a genius or super smart. It's just, this is all just common sense that people should just have. I'm not saying I'm some friggin' magical genius in any way, because I'm not, But I mean, this is just like common friggin' knowledge, common sense. And it's sad that there's only few people out in this world that have this common sense. The majority of people should be having this common sense, and it's sad that they don't. And then people like us that try to spit these facts into what we're living in, these times and shit, we're known to be psychos, crazies, weirdos, whatever. I mean, whatever hurtful name you can think of, that's what we're supposedly known to be. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know anymore, man. Like, me personally, I respect everyone's, opinions and beliefs and things. I'm not going to say that you're absolutely right what you're saying or absolutely wrong what you're saying, but I'm not the type that likes to argue with people. You know what I mean? Whatever people like to say, I respect it, whether it's agreeing or disagreeing. Maybe someone will agree to what I'm saying, maybe someone will disagree. And hey, it's fine. Everyone has the right to do whatever, you know. Can't force people to agree, can't force people to disagree. Everyone should have their own, view on what, whatever topic, whatever, I don't mean, but yeah, but all in all, I mean, it's truly sickening what we got to live through every day. I mean, it just feels, it's literally the same constant replay over and over and over, man. You see the same thing going on TV, you hear the same shit pretty much going on the news. It's just every day is the same thing. Every day is the same stale fucking news. The fake news, which is true, it is fake. Heck, even the light agrees. Actually hasn't done that in the video for a while. But, yeah, I mean, it's fucking crazy what we live in, man. I mean, you see the same commercials, that maybe hear the same shit on the radio over and over and over. You just living the same loop nonstop. It's literally just the same depression, History repeats itself because life itself repeats itself. I mean, you just can't make this shit up. Every day we're chasing the same thing. To one day not be able to chase or pretty much do anything, but just literally stand perfectly still and perfectly stiff, if you know what I mean. You're dead. But you just can't tell these people that. They have no, they have no, like, noggin up there to just comprehend what we feel, what we see, how we see it, how we feel it, But with no hesitation, they can call us names, They can call us shit like that. No hesitation. They already have that in their mind stored, But anyway, I'm going to have to call it a night there because, I don't want to run out of storage. Things starting to be annoying again. I actually think I'm going to do a factory reset soon again. It actually helps. I mean, it helps me, but then eventually, it creeps on back. But I mean, if it keeps helping, it's worth it. I mean, I definitely feel at some point even that's not going to do anything. But so far it is. So it's probably what I'm most likely going to do once again. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go there. Love you all, man. And like I always say, we truly can't appreciate you all enough, man, for, watching these videos, giving me new topics to talk about, Sometimes I'll run out of ideas, and some certain topics I like, and I'll actually talk about it. I try to read as many topics as I can. Like I said, I do screenshot them. So, it's like a list. I go sort of in order. Well, I guess I wouldn't say in order, but, I'll see one of the requests I'll look at, and then next one I'll do, so it's not like I'm ignoring anybody. I'm trying to do them one at a time, but, yeah, I am trying to definitely make all the requests that I see, and if I don't end up making a certain request, I possibly didn't see it, so I don't think I'm ignoring you in any type of way. Because YouTube is stupid in that way, like I always say, and I want to keep mentioning this because there are people that sometimes think I'm removing, comments and stuff like that, and that's not the case. The only time, like I said, that I would do something like that is if, people are saying some mean things, or possibly if people are even being nasty to each other, maybe I would. I mean, I wouldn't say I definitely would, but I think I would because, I don't want no one fighting on my thing either. I don't want people saying hurtful things to me or anybody else. I want everyone to treat each other with respect. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, YouTube, I don't know why it does that crap. I always put it to allow all comments every time I upload a video. It always goes to hold potentially because I don't know, it always goes that way when I upload a video. Like this one, for example, when I upload this one, it's going to be on that setting too, but I end up rechanging it. But even though I put it to allow all comments, I still feel like it's a hoax of bullshit. But I just want to point that out that it's not me deleting it in any way or I'm not ignoring anyone. It's just sometimes I don't see them. I don't know why. Or sometimes people send a comment and it gets deleted. Because you know what I noticed too? There'll be like it would show like when I upload a video, it says I have 2 comments and I go to look at it and it doesn't show anything. Well, sometimes it will show a comment and all of a sudden I look again and it's gone. So it makes me sometimes wonder. I wonder if maybe that person deleted the comment or if YouTube itself just got rid of it, if it was a glitch. I know sometimes some people edit comments too. Like, for example, I see a certain comment, I'll put a heart on it. And if the person actually edits it, like re-edits it, goes because some people make mistakes. Hey, that's me too. I rush through that shit when I type. So sometimes I look like fuck. I it makes sense there, but when people re-edit it and shit, the heart thing ends up disappearing. So I just want to point that out too. I'm not unhearting it or anything. I think that automatically happens when people re-edit their comments. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night there. Just wanted to point that out, because I don't want people going down my throat. Like I said, I'm not that type of asshole that would do something like that. I'm truly not. But all right, like, going to let you go there for real this time. Have a good night, guys. As best as possible.